The most dangerous thing in the world isn't a weapon. It isn't a virus. It isn't even a lack of money. The most dangerous thing in the world is a human being who has stopped believing. Because when you stop believing, you stop seeing. You stop seeing the opportunities. You stop seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And eventually, you stop seeing your own worth. Look at your life right now. Not the life you post on Instagram. Not the life you tell your parents about. Look at the raw, unfiltered reality. Or have you slowly started to settle for a version of yourself that is safe? Most people die at 25 and aren't buried until they're 75. Why? Because they lost their belief. They let the world convince them that this is just how it is. But I'm here to tell you that how it is a choice. And it starts with one word. One single, terrifying, beautiful word: belief. Society is designed to kill your belief. From the moment you enter the school system, you are taught to follow the lines. You are taught that there is a correct way to live. And if you dare to think outside that box, the world calls you unrealistic. But let's talk about realistic. Was it realistic to fly a plane before the Wright brothers did it? Was it realistic to put a computer in everyone's pocket before Steve Jobs did it? Every great achievement in human history was unrealistic until someone believed in it enough to make it real. The problem is, we confuse belief with hope. Hope is sitting on the couch wishing for a miracle. Belief is a muscle. Belief is the internal conviction that what you want is already yours. You're just waiting for the clock to catch up. If you don't believe in yourself, why should anyone else? If you don't think you're worth the investment, why should the universe invest in you? Your outer world is a perfect reflection of your inner belief system. If your life feels small, it's because your belief is small. It's easy to believe when the sun is shining. It's easy to believe when you have money in the bank and people are cheering for you. But that's not where winners are made. Winners are made in the dark room. The dark room is that period in your life where nothing is working. You're putting in the hours, you're making the sacrifices, but the results aren't coming. You feel like you're screaming into a void and no one is listening. This is where 99% of people quit. They say, I guess it wasn't meant to be. But the 1%, they understand that the dark room is a test. It's a filtration system. The universe is asking you, really believe? Or were you just interested when it was easy? Belief is staying in the gym when you can't see the muscle growing yet. Belief is staying in the lab when the experiment has failed for the 100th time. It's the ability to see the finish line while you're still at the starting blocks. You have to be your own cheerleader when the stadium is empty. What happens if you don't believe? What's the worst case scenario? It's not failure. Failure is a lesson. The worst case scenario is regret. Imagine yourself at 80 years old, sitting in a chair, looking back at your younger self. Imagine the ghost of the person you could have been standing right next to you. The person who took the risk, the person who believed. That person has the life you wanted. They traveled the world. They built the business. They found the love. And you stayed safe. You listened to the critics. You let your fear be louder than your faith. There is no pain worse than realizing you were capable of greatness, but you were too afraid to believe in it. You are the architect of your own prison. But the good news, you also hold the key. You have to decide today that your vision is more real than your circumstances. You have to look at your bank account, look at your tiny apartment, look at your struggles and say, this is temporary. My vision is permanent. So, how do you start? You start by changing the story you tell yourself. Stop saying I'll believe it when I see it. Start saying I'll see it because I believe it. Your brain is a supercomputer. Your beliefs are the software. If you run a failure program, you will get failure results. Today, we are deleting the old software. We are installing a new program. A program that says, I am capable, I am worthy, I am unstoppable. It doesn't matter where you started. It doesn't matter what people said about you in high school. It doesn't matter how many times you failed in the past. The past is a graveyard. Stop living there. The future is a canvas. Start painting. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be certain. Be certain that you are here for a reason. Be certain that your struggle has a purpose. Wake up tomorrow and walk like a person who knows exactly where they are going. Person who has already won. Because when you truly believe, the world has no choice but to bend to your will. You have to believe, not because it's easy, but because your life depends on it. Now go prove them wrong.